Hello everybody, my name is Amanda Ellis of amandaellis.co.uk and Facebook page Angelic Celestial Colours. I work with the energy of Archangel Metatron and also colour therapy, and I've started to produce a number of these videos now, and today's video, made on the 11th of July, is going to be a forecast for the coming 4 to 6 weeks, so taking us to the end of July and to the beginning of August, because it feels as though we are on the brink of great change globally and personally. And what I'm going to do today is do some channeling from Archangel Metatron to help us really ride these coming weeks. But before I do that, I just want to show you the cards, the oracle cards that I've picked for today. These are today's energy. The first one that we start with here is the energy of Blue Angel, and the words are, "You are safe." So it feels as though there is a lot of personal protection around for us at this time, even though maybe there may be events that are going to play out which test our faith and our trust a little bit. Backing that up, we've got another blue card, which is the card of communication and peaceful words. A time maybe not to hang on to your feelings and to internalize everything and push emotion down, but a time to actually communicate, and also that it's safe to communicate what it is that we really need to say to those closest to us, but also maybe what we need to we need to be listening to ourselves as well, and what our higher self is trying to say to us at this time. And then we have this card here, which is the Black Dragon, and this is the card which says light in the darkness, which sort of backs up a little bit what I'm feeling for this month, which is that we're into the summer months here in the Northern Hemisphere, so lots of additional light, but actually at a global level it does feel like there are a lot of quite heavy events going on around us that are, for those that are sensitive, are impacting us at some level. So I think what I'd like to do now is, firstly, actually, I'm going to spray the blue angel. And this is a beautiful essence, which is very good, as I say, for helping us feel safe, but also giving us strength. And also it helps to open up our throat chakras. So I feel as though I've been talking about communication, and maybe you'd just like to join me now in just sitting quietly, feeling your feet on the ground, asking Archangel Metatron to come in around you, but also just we're going to work with this blue energy just for a little bit. So I'm going to spray it around me, and the way that this works is that you can sometimes sense the energy, or some people are saying they can even smell the essences as well, even though you're not physically sitting with me here in the room. So I'm just going to channel the energy of that blue energy, of the blue angel to you rather. And what I'd like you to imagine is that you're breathing in a very beautiful, pale cornflower blue. And as you breathe it in, you take it deep into your body and you take it into your lungs. And as you take it into your lungs, you can really feel the freshness and the calmness and the sense of peace that radiates within this blue energy. So you're breathing in blue and letting it just fill your body, letting your cells recognize this vibration of blue energy and just taking it where it needs to go in the body. So as it fills your lungs, it just then goes wherever it needs to go. There may be particular places in your body where you don't feel particularly safe. Maybe your body plays up, or you have an area of illness or disease. So just taking that blue energy into that particular part of your body which is uncomfortable, and just feeling the sense of peace and stillness that the blue energy gives. If it hasn't already happened, also taking the blue energy up to your throat, your communication center, and this is also your center where you're heard or not. So communication works both ways, doesn't it? Whether you're heard, but also whether you can communicate what you need to communicate over this coming month. So just letting that blue energy clear out any resistance to speaking your truth. And as we talk about the energy of speaking our truth, we're going to bring in now the energy of Archangel Metatron. And as I've shown before, this is a very beautiful, it looks black on the video, but it's actually very deep magenta, which is Metatron's colour. And you can see another depiction of Metatron behind my head here, which I rather like. And obviously it has that magenta colour to it. So let me just tune into what Metatron is saying for you, and for the period, as I say, July into early August. Feels as though what Metatron is saying to us this month is actually, he's starting off with the phrase, resistance is futile. And by that, he's showing me a picture of a brightly coloured kite. And it's a diamond-shaped kite with different colours in each of the segments of the shape, the diamond shape. And it has those beautiful ribbons that flow down from the diamond shape. And this kite is a representation of us, I suppose. And I'd like you to almost imagine now that sinking into your heart, he's saying, and just imagine that there is now almost like this beautiful coloured diamond kite that comes out from your heart and is just almost sort of like coming out of your body and radiating up into the higher realms, into the element of air, into the freedom of the future and new possibilities and new opportunities. But it's firmly attached to you. So this is almost as though it's an aspect of you being depicted here by this kite. And this kite, this higher aspect to you, over the coming few weeks, is almost sort of like taking a look into the future, taking a look into where we're heading collectively, but also personally, and taking a look at your life going forward into autumn and to the winter months. And really, this thing about resistance, very much like the kite does, the kite moves with the wind. It has no choice really. You can try to control the cord and the string in which the kite is held in your hand, or with us it's held in our heart. But you have to just go with where the energy takes you, where the wind takes the kite. And rather than resisting that, what a kite does is that it actually enjoys the ride, it enjoys the movement, it enjoys the different elements that are within the air that take it to different places, that enable it to see different aspects of the world that it can't see from the ground. And so I'd like you to remember that symbol of the kite, the diamond kite, this month, because I actually think it's quite a nice technique and it's quite a nice symbol for all of us, because I feel as though Metatron is saying that we're all going to be faced with an element of change over the coming weeks and the coming months. And July and August feel quite pivotal for many of us, and also quite pivotal for the world. And rather than hanging on to what we know and maybe what we're good at even, if it feels as though change is in the air and that we need to move either with the times or we need to go with the flow in terms of synchronicities and things that are coming into our life, to be like the kite, to be that thing that can move and adapt and have that flexibility. It's very, very important. And before tuning back in to Metatron specifically, he told me before I started to make this video to pull out 3 of the colour mirror bottles to talk about, and it sort of makes sense now why we've got these 3 in particular. Now this first one is bottle number 16, and it's the energy of the Tower. So those of you that are familiar with the tarot energy, it sort of has a similar feel to it as the Tower card in the tarot, which many people are frightened of and think it's something to be feared, because which it isn't, of course, because the depiction on the card is a tower being struck by lightning. And the energy of this bottle is basically saying that July and into early August is a time to let go of any outdated structures in your life, anything that no longer serves you. And so very much like the tower that's struck by lightning and falls to the ground, it falls to the ground because a new structure needs to be put in its place. And it feels as though this change that is upon many of us at the moment can either be enforced on us, or it can be something that we actively engage in and go with. I often feel myself in my own life sometimes that I can resist and resist and resist something which I know probably I should really be doing, and this is usually in the area of my working life. And what Metatron will often do is that if I don't do what I'm being asked to do or I'm called to do, and I only don't do it usually because maybe a bit of fear has come up again, or a little bit of a block has come up, Metatron will actually strip away virtually all the other stuff that you tend to get involved with until you do what is being asked of you. So I think this is where the resistance is futile comes in. If we can either actively engage with change and help it and enjoy the ride, or if we stick our feet into the ground and say no, not quite ready, now's not the right time, you may well find that it's sort of lovingly forced upon you. So we have the tower energy, closely followed by number 10, and this is the energy. It has a very Egyptian feel to it actually, this bottle, and the energy of this, because we have the beautiful gold, the wisdom, and the olive green in the bottom, which is about new beginnings. Of course, Egypt is a good example really of what we're talking about in the world. Massive change going on there, which is almost happening. Things are changing on a daily basis. We can't quite see the end result yet, but we have to trust and believe that the future is going to be golden for that country. This particular energy is the Wheel of Fortune. So again, it's another bottle linked in quite strongly to tarot energy. And the Wheel of Fortune is very much about changes here, and it's happening. And there's an element of fate to what is about to happen for a lot of us, and also globally for the world. So again, rather than resisting, see it as a phase in your life where fate is dictating what happens to a degree, and just see that wheel of life changing and moving on to the next chapter. And just don't fight it, because actually it looks very golden. The future looks better than the place maybe we're at the moment, and it feels as though that's quite a strong statement, but I do feel it's the truth. The third bottle that completes those two is this one. It's a platinum energy, G18, and you can look up all the messages that go with these bottles on my website, which, as I say, is amandaellis.co.uk. So we've had bottle 16, we've had bottle 10, and now we've got G18, and it's a platinum energy. And this is the energy the bottle's called Limitless. And platinum is very much about, when the tower has fallen, when the Wheel of Fortune has taken us to the next phase of our life, we actually enter this beautiful platinum state where really we are asked to create we're basically asked the question, what do you want to create? It's almost like having a beautiful blank slate, and being able to really think about the next phase of the year coming up. This is the Bottle of Oneness. It's the realization that we are all connected, and that it is an abundant universe, and that we can create what we need to create for this next phase of our life. So within this, it's almost as though the future hasn't quite yet been born. We're just being given the opportunity to mould it and shape it, and ask our guides, ask Archangel Metatron for what it is, being realistic, that we want in the next phase of our life. So to use the analogy of the tower, once the tower has fallen, what do you want to replace it with? And this can affect any area of your life, obviously. Okay, so I'd just like to go back in now to what Metatron is saying to us to finish off today. Firstly, I'd just like to send out that energy of Metatron from my heart to you. I would like you to feel the magenta energy coming from Metatron through me to you. I'd like you to imagine that there is a magenta cloak being placed around you that gives you strength and puts you in touch with your own divinity, puts you in touch with your higher self. And every time that you visualize and put this cloak on, it will help you to let go of the day-to-day dross, for a better word to use, that often we get bogged down in. You know, the things that need to be done and the washing up and the washing, all of that. Yes, it needs to happen, but actually this magenta cloak helps us to remember our higher self, our soul's purpose, our divine connection to all that is and to the wider universe, and obviously our connection to Metatron. And you might just feel now a weight on your shoulders. It's almost like a loving weight. It's as though the cloak is quite heavy around you. And it's only bestowed on those that are worthy. And the fact that you're watching this and welcoming in this energy into you shows that you're ready to receive. You might get a sense of another colour on the cloak, or it may well be that there is another colour underneath the cloak. You may get a sense of jewels or shapes or patterns being put onto this cloak now. It'll probably be very personal to you, but it's long and it goes all the way down to the floor, and it feels soft and sumptuous on your shoulders, and it's wrapped around you now at this time of great change to give you back your true sense of who you are and what you came here to be in this lifetime. And it reminds you of the essence of who you are. Metatron reminds us that so often we forget that. So often we forget the truth of who we are and what we came here to do, and we get bogged down in all the small stuff. And the truth is that we all have amazing gifts and so much to give this world and those we love. And the thing that really stops us more than anything from doing that is lack of self-worth, lack of self-love. And so this July, whilst around us a lot may be changing, really try to connect into your heart and remember the love and the divine love that holds you. And this cloak reminds you of that, how divinely loved you are. And if you can, take that into your day-to-day life and start to love yourself a little bit more. My experience of being with a number of clients over a number of years is there's virtually no problem that I've encountered that doesn't come back at a root level to this aspect of not loving ourselves enough and not valuing ourselves enough. So with Metatron's help this month, over the summer months, before we get into the newness of autumn, try to nurture yourself a little bit more, try to look after yourself a little bit more, and look at yourself in the mirror, into your eyes, and see your beauty. I'm going to end, as I always do, with pulling a card for us all until we do our next energy update, which will be into August. It could be the middle of August, actually. Okay, so final energy for today. Get grounded. Good reminder. There's a lot going on with the earth at the moment, a lot of changes within the earth as well. I don't know whether this relates maybe to some of what we've been picking up today in terms of change and falling structures as well. The need to get out and nourish the earth, to get grounded, to be linked to Mother Earth and all that she provides for us. As I say, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're into summer months, so it's easier to do that. But wherever you are in the world, wherever you're watching this, to look after the earth, protect the earth as much as you can. And also with all these changes that are upon us, and these are energetic changes as well, which are often affecting us, to keep your feet on the ground and keep yourself grounded. So on that note, I wish you well, I wish you a happy July, beginning of August, and we'll speak again soon. Thanks very much for listening. Bye.